Well, you're watching PJ Collection Clothings, and in this video we'll be making an Owoko top. An Owoko top with stud. Well, this is an example of stud. As you can see, we fix 1, 2, 3, and this goes to the pocket with your pocket filler. Alright, so we are making an Owoko with stud. These are the measurements. The sleeve is 9, the shoulder is 18, the chest is 40/36, the 36 is the stomach, the round sleeve is 14, the body length 35, and the neck is 16. So these are the measurements we'll be making use of, and at the end we'll be fixing this stud. This is a local one anyway. Alright, so this is the fabric we'll be making use of. This is the fabric. The very first thing you need to do is to fold the fabric into 2 as shown. You fold your fabric into 2 as shown, making sure that the wrong side is facing you. Alright, okay, so to know if this folding is okay, you divide your chest into 4. Divide your chest into 4 to know if the folding is okay. So 40 divided by 4 gives you 10. So as you can see, we have 12 inch here. So my folding is okay. So the very first thing you need to do is to mark a straight line as shown. Mark a straight line as shown. Alright. Now this straight line is your neck line. Take note, your first line is your neck line. Remember, our neck is 16. So the next point you need to make is our shoulder line. Our shoulder line. So you come down by 2.5 inch. I will send the formula for the neck calculation. I'm going by the standard. Alright, 2.5 inch for a neck of 16. For a neck of 16, 17, you can go by 2.5 inch. So this is your neckline, this is your shoulder line. The distance from here to here is 2.5 inch. Then at the neckline, you mark 2 inch. 2 inch. And you make a curve as shown, a freehand curve, very nice curve. Make sure it's nice. Okay. All right. So take note, from here to here 2 inch, and from here to here 2.5 inch. Take note. All right. From here to here 2 inch, and from here to here 2.5 inch. This is your neckline and this is your shoulder line. Alright, now remember our shoulder is 18. So at the shoulder line, you mark 9. This is 9. As you can see, this is 9 inch from the folded edge. You now add ½ inch sewing allowance. You can see 9.5. Then you mark at 9.5. Alright, so what you do next, you connect there to this point. Take note, you connect the 9.5 inch to the 2 inch marked at the neck line as shown. Alright, so we're through with our neck and our shoulder. The next thing we need to take is our armhole. Now, from the shoulder line, you mark, how do we get our armhole? You divide your chest into 4 for a short sleeve. Chest divided by 4 minus 1. Chest divided by 4 minus 1 gives you the armhole length, or your shoulder divided by 2. Take note, either you use your shoulder. So for example, if our shoulder is 18, our shoulder is 18. Alright, so 18 divided by 2 gives us 9. But we will not use the 9 because we have the back to cut. We are cutting the front panel. We are not making use of the 9 because we have the back to cut. So we are using 7 inch. We'll remove 2 inch, so mark 7. So from the shoulder down to your armhole length is 7 inch. Remember, we have 9, but since we have the back to cut, we use 7 inch. So this line is your chest line. Take note. The distance from your shoulder line to your chest line, 7 inch. Now our chest is 40 inch. Our chest, as you can see, is 40. So you come to your chest line, divide your chest into 4. So we have 10. 10, as you can see, 10. 10, as you can see, 10. And now add 1.5 inch sewing allowance. So 10, I'm adding 1.5 inch sewing allowance. That gives us 11.5. So you mark. You mark. Now you now make a nice curve as shown. Nice curve. Alright. At this junction, I'll be making use of my armhole curve. So right. So you connect this spot down to this spot. Okay. So at this junction, we're through with our neckline, we're through with our shoulder, we're through with our armhole. Remember, the distance from your shoulder to your armhole is 7 inches since we have the back to go. Now the next thing we do is our body length. So to do your body length, remember our body length is 35. So I'm marking at 35. I'm marking at 35. You now add 2 inch sewing allowance. That is 37. This is 35 where the body stops, and now mark this line down. So this is my body length. Alright, so at this junction we are through with our front panel. So we are through with our front panel. So we now cut. Okay, at this stage we are through with our front panel. So we now want to cut the back panel. We now want to cut the back panel. So to cut the back panel, you fold your fabric again into 2 as shown. Alright, so the next thing you do after folding, you place your front panel on the back as shown. Alright, so now the back panel is very easy. The back panel is very easy. So after folding, the first thing you need to do, you cut off. Take note, after folding, make sure these edges are equal. You cut off the shoulder slant as shown. Okay. Now, after cutting off this part, you now take the front down by. After cutting off, you drag the front panel down by 4 inches. Take it down by 4 inches. Take it down by 4 and you check. Let's confirm if it is up to 4 inches. Okay, this is 3.5. If you want to go by 3.5, you're okay. But in this case, I want to go by 4 inches. Alright, as you can see, that is 4 inches. That's after cutting off this shoulder slant, you drag the front panel down by 4 inches. Now, after taking it and watch, you now bend the back on the front, and you make sure that it should not be above 1/2 inch. You're marking 1/2 inch. Take note, this folding should not be the folding. We marked 1/2 inch here. Take note. So your folding should be exactly at the 1/2 inch marked as shown. Okay. Alright. Now, after that, watch. You now use this to trace. Remember, you're tracing from here down, tracing down. You stop at this folded edge, as you can see. Then you open it. Alright, so we have a circle there. Is that taking? Then remember our shoulder is 18, so plus half inch, this is 9.5. So you mark and use it to trace. Take note, use it to trace off. Remember we said that the distance from our shoulder to our arm to our chest is 9. So as you can see, this is 9. As you can see, from the shoulder down to our chest line, as you can see, is 9 inch. So we trace. All right, so continue as shown. All right. Now, remember our stomach region is 36, our chest is 40, while our stomach region is 36. So that is to say that the person's stomach is flat. So if you want to shape it a little, you can give it a little shape if you want to. But if the person's stomach is big, let's say the stomach is 40 and the chest is 40, you're coming straight this way. But if the person's stomach is flat, you shape it a little. Now, take note, the distance from your armhole down to where you sew and stop is 14. For a short top is 14. But if it's for a long top, maybe kaftan, you go down by 16 or 17. Take note. So in this case, we are stopping at 14 because it's a short top. We're stopping at this is where our sewing will stop. Now have our opening or our slit there. Our opening on our slit there. Alright, so what you now do is this person is having a little flat stomach, so I'm shaping it a little down this way. Take note, I'm shaping it a little down and I'll stop here. So I want to cut now. So at this stage, we're through with our front and our back panel. We're through, so these are front panel and these are back panel. So the next video, I'll be showing us how to cut the yoke, the sleeve, and the placket that will fix our stud. In the next video, I'll be showing us the components that we use in making our Owoko top. And we have the yoke, the placket, and that of the sleeve. So we'll begin with the placket, with the yoke. We want to cut our yoke for the back. So to cut our yoke, you fold your desired fabric that you want to use into two. And after folding, you now place, we are cutting the back yoke. Make sure that these edges are equal. Alright, so now trace the neck, trace the shoulder slant, alright. Now the distance from here down, 9 inches, okay, plus 1 inch folding allowance, so 10. We're marking 10 inch. From here, take note, from here down, 9 inch. If you want to go by 8, okay, 9 inch plus 1 inch folding allowance. That's the distance. Okay, tracing the armhole. Alright, these are how I want the back yoke to be. Alright, so this is my back yoke. This is my back yoke. Alright, the next thing we need to do is to cut the front yoke. Alright, to cut the front yoke, you fold the fabric again into two as shown. Then you place your front panel. Place your front panel. Remember, we are making an Owoko top. Alright, so after that, you trace. Make sure these edges are equal. Then you trace your neck. Trace your shoulder slant. Then you trace your armhole. Now, we want to make a yoke that we use for fixing. Now, take note, we have stud that will fix, and alright. So we want to cut the front yoke. We want to cut the front yoke. So to cut the front yoke, what you do is you fold your fabric that you want to use. You fold your fabric that you want to use, and after folding, you cut off the neck. Cut off the neck. You cut off the neck. You also cut off the shoulder slant. Cut off the shoulder slant, and you also cut off this region as shown. I've already done the cutting as shown. Cut off this part. Now, the yoke, for the front yoke, remember we're fixing stud. We're fixing stud. The first stud goes to this point, and the second stud goes 4 inch, and the third stud goes for another 4 inch. So take note, the first stud, the distance here 4 inch, 4 inch. So our yoke will come this way. So this is how our yoke will look like. Alright, so this is the yoke we'll be using for our front panel. This is the yoke we'll be using for our front panel. So this is how, the next thing you need to do, is to get your cloth gum stay. This is my cloth gum stay. You get your cloth gum stay, the shiny side. This is the shine, as you can see. The shiny side, you use it to gum. Okay, in the next video I'll be showing us how to make our plackets that we use in fixing our stud plackets. Alright, so you cut your fabric. The width should be at least 6 inch. Take note, the width 6 inch, and the length, take note, the length should be at least 17.5 inch. Alright, then you get your paper gum stay and you gum. I've already done the gumming. This paper gum stay. Alright, so press. Now watch carefully. We want to make a placket that we'll use for stud. Alright, so after that, the next thing you do, you fold 1/2 inch as shown. 1/2 inch fold, and you give it a press as shown. Alright, come this way, you also fold 1/2 inch and you give it a press as shown. Alright, take note, watch carefully, you bring them together. Make sure that both sides are equal. As you can see, make sure that this side is equal to this other part. Both sides should be equal. Take note, and you press it down. Okay, press it down. Alright, we are making a placket that if you don't want to use the stud, you can still put on the outfits. Okay, alright. Okay, so after this, watch carefully. You now turn it to the back. Take note, turn it to the back. Take note, watch, it was this way. So we're turning it to the back part. So you take it to the back, and after taking it, you make a curve as shown. Okay, as you can see. Then you sew. You go to your sewing machine and you sew this region. You sew. Take note, you sew. Then after sewing, you get a piece of fabric. You get a piece of fabric that you use. You sew this region. You sew. Then after sewing, you get a fabric and you place the good side. Remember, you're placing the good side on it. Take note, as you can see. Then you repeat the sewing again. You repeat the sewing again as shown. Then when you're through, okay, let's do that now. Step 1, you fold this in, then you sew as shown. When you sew, you place this the good side, you place it. Then you repeat the sewing on the exact same line. So let's do that now. Alright, so I've done the sewing. Let me cut off. Alright, you turn this back again. The essence of putting this extra fabric is to cover this white surface. That is the essence, so we turn it back. Okay. Alright, our placket is almost ready. Our placket is almost ready. Okay, so press it down. Alright, before we proceed, remember you fix a buttonhole. You fix a hole here, one in between. Take note, as you can see, in between, one here. The next distance is 4 inches where we'll fix our stud. Those holes are where we'll fix our stud. 2. The next one is 4 inches. 3. So you're using a buttonhole to make a buttonhole here. You're making one buttonhole here. You're making another buttonhole here. And the distance from here to here, 4 inches, here to here, 4 inches. You're making a buttonhole. Now, after doing that, remember we said it's invisible. As you can see, it will be closed. So if you don't want to use stud, it's still perfect. So the next thing we do, you go to your sewing machine. You go to your sewing machine. The next thing we do, you go to your sewing machine and you sew from here. You're sewing from here. Go to your sewing machine, you sew from here, here, here. You're sewing from here, you get to this point, come this way, then you sew at least. Take note, you're leaving at least a 1/4 inch away from the opening. A 1/4 inch, you're sewing down, 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 down to the ending. Same thing here too, you're leaving at least a 1/4 inch so that you'll be able to open here. You're leaving a 1/4 inch here. Then so you'll be able to open here. So you're sewing a 1/4 inch down, down to the ending. So let's do that now. Alright, so as you can see, I'm through with our plackets. Now, I've already made a buttonhole. You're fixing your buttonhole here. The first buttonhole goes there. You can see. Your second buttonhole goes in there. A second buttonhole. And your third buttonhole. Alright, so you can see we've made a placket that we use stud, while the last one here is already spoiled, goes to our pocket. We have a pocket that we make. So this is how you make a placket for stud. This is how you make a placket for stud, that is for Owoko top. This is how you make a placket for stud. So the next thing we now want to do is the sewing proper. I want to start our sewing proper now. Okay, so we want to start the sewing proper. We want to start our sewing proper. So the very first thing you need to do, you pick your front block. This is your front block or the front panel of our top. Then this is our yoke. This is our yoke. We are through gumming and we are through folding. Alright, so now the good side should face the wrong side. The good side of your yoke should face the wrong side. Then you place the neck, as you can see, make sure that the both neck circumference are equal, as you can see. Alright, so what you now do, go to your sewing machine and you sew at least a 1/4 inch round. Take note, you're sewing a 1/4 inch round. Sewing round, round, round. Then when you're through sewing, you now sew another line as shown, down. Take note, sewing down. Then you sew the second line, down. The length should be at least 8 inch. Take note, first step, you're sewing this round, then you're sewing 2 lines down. Take note, at least 8 inch. So let's do that now. Alright, as you can see, I've done the sewing round and I've sewn the 2 lines. So the next thing you do, you cut. Right, then when you're through cutting, you turn your yoke to the good side. You turn your yoke to the good side. When you're through cutting, you turn your yoke to the good side. Okay, turn the yoke to the good side. All right. Okay, I've turned my yoke. I've turned my yoke to the good side, alright, as you can see, good. So the next thing you do, you sew. Remember, it's open. So you sew at the tip. You sew at the tip, just at the tip here. You sew at the tip. Remember, it's open. So we are sewing at the tip of the yoke together with our front panel. You're sewing at the tip of the yoke together with the front panel. So let's do that now. Okay, I'm through.
You don't start like this.
Alright, as you can see, I'm through sewing the tip of this. So the next thing, we put our placket. The next thing, when you're through sewing your yoke, we fix our placket. Now watch. Alright, make sure that this edge is in line with, take note, this edge. So this is how you place it. Take note. Alright, as you can see. Now, the length of our placket should be 16 inch. Take note, the length 16 inch, as you can see. 16 inch, the length 16 inch. So you fold the excess. Alright, so you get a pin. You can pin it down if you want to. These are placket. We're sewing our placket. So you can get a pin and pin it down. And make sure that the opening, this line is at the center. Take note. Alright, so go to our sewing machine. You start from here. You sew from here. You sew from here at the tip. Sew, you sew, sew, come this way. You sew, sew, and you stop here. Take note. You start from here. You sew down at the tip of your placket this way and you stop here. So let's do that now. So at this stage we are through fixing our yoke and our placket. Alright, the next thing we want to fix our pocket is a patch pocket. This is called a patch pocket, and the width of your patch pocket can be 5 inch and the length can be 7 inch. The width 5 inch, the length 7 inch. So this is the shape you can decide to keep it in any shape you want to. So in my own case, this is the shape I want it to be. So what I'll do is I'll fold these edges. I'll fold these edges, and I also fold these edges, and I'll take it here. I'll take it there, and I'll sew. And I'll sew from here down, sew from here, and I'll sew from here. So let's do that now. Okay, we're through with our yoke, we're through with our placket, and we're through with our pockets. These are pockets. Alright, so we're through with our front panel. So we now go over to the back panel. The back panel. Alright. Okay. This is your back. The next thing you do, you get your yoke for your back panel, and the good side should be facing the wrong side. So the next thing, you place your neck and you sew again 1/4 inch. Take note, just 1/4 inch round. You're sewing 1/4 inch round. So let's do that now. Okay, now the back panel. These are back and these are back yoke. Alright, so what you do, you pick up your yoke. The good side should be facing the wrong side. The good side of your yoke facing the wrong side. Now place the neck region. Make sure that both of them are equal. So what you do, you sew 1/4 inch round the neck. So 1/4 inch round the neck. So let's do that now. Okay, I've done the sewing, as you can see. So the next thing you do, you put a notch. Take note, it's either you put a notch or you cut off the excess as shown. Okay, all right, so now the next thing, take note, the next thing we need to do, you pick up your front panel. This is your front panel. Remember, you keep your back this way. You now open. Take note, you open. Now, you pick your, after opening, watch. Close it. Make sure that it is lapping this line. You're picking your front and you close. Then when you've closed, you now sew 1/2 inch. Remember, when we were doing our cutting, we folded the back on top of the front and we said it shouldn't pass at least 1/2 inch. So we're sewing that 1/2 inch to the ending. So you're sewing 1/2 inch from here to the ending. Now come over to this way. You open again as shown. You open, then you pick up this neck region and you place. Make sure it's lapping this line. Take note. Place and you close. And you sew 1/2 inch again. You're sewing 1/2 inch. Make sure that the 3 are all equal. 1, 2, 3. They are all equal. Then you sew 1/2 inch from here. Make sure you tack it very tight. You sew 1/2 inch to the ending. So let's do that now. Okay, as you can see, I've done the sewing of both sides. I've done the sewing. So you cut off this edge. Take note. Cut off this edge. The reason why we're cutting off the edge so it to be relaxed when we sew. The next thing you do, you turn your back yoke. Turn it to the good side. You're turning it. Okay? Alright? You're turning your back yoke to the good side. So as you can see, we've turned it. So what you now do, you sew the edges. Remember, it's open. So you're sewing the edges here down. Sewing the edges from here down this way. While sewing, take note, make sure this neck region is relaxed properly. Take note, your neck region is relaxed properly. So you're sewing the edges down. So you're sewing this. You're sewing this down to this point. So let's do that now. Alright, so I've done the sewing. As you can see, I've done the sewing of the back yoke. Alright, so the next thing we need to do is fixing of the hand. Now, we want to fix our hand now, the sleeve. We want to fix the sleeve. We are almost through with our top. We are almost through with our top, as you can see. We are almost through with our top. Alright, now let's focus on the armhole region. Let's focus on our arm. Let's take the measurement of our armhole. Okay. Start from here, the shoulder, then you come down this way. Okay. As you can see, it's 11 inch. Take note, our armhole is 11 inch, and we make sure that both sides should be equal, the same measurement. Take note, the armhole is 11 inch. Now watch carefully. Watch very carefully. There are some top that you see that is being rumpled or squeezed at the shoulder or chest region. So this is what you do. You pick the front, just the front, and you cut off at least a quarter inch. You're cutting off a quarter inch. Alright, as you can see, the front is deeper than the back. This is to avoid your armhole or your shoulder or your chest part to be squeezed. We are doing the same for our second region. Okay. Take notes. The front should be deeper than the back with at least a quarter inch. Okay, as you can see. Alright. So the next thing we want to do is to cut our sleeve and fix our sleeve. We want to cut our sleeve and fix. So let's cut our sleeve now. Okay, at this stage we want to join the sleeve to the top. So remember, there was a notch that we fixed. So the notch, the good side facing the good side, the good side facing the good side. And now the notch, remember there was a notch, should be at the same notch here. Take note. So you place, and you're sewing half inch. You're sewing from here half inch down. Okay. Sewing half inch down. Okay, you come over to this way. You're sewing half inch down. Continue from here. Alright, so you do the same for the second fabric, the second sleeve. You're doing the same procedure for the second sleeve. Alright? Okay, this is the second sleeve. Take note, the notch here should be the same with the notch here. So you're sewing half inch down, then you're sewing half inch down. So that is how we fix our sleeve. Okay, at this stage we are through fixing our sleeve. We are through fixing our sleeve. So we want to join now. We want to do the joining now. So what to do? This is the good side. We turn to the wrong side. We start from the sleeve region. Remember, our sleeve is 14. So this our round sleeve is 14. So you're sewing from 7 inch. Take note. You're sewing from 7 inch down. Sewing down. Remember, you sew and stop at 14. You're sewing and you stop at 14. Okay? Then we sew the other part. Okay? Measure 14 inch. Then you sew. Make sure that these two lines are equal. Remember, the person's chest is 40. Remember, so you're measuring from here. Take note, the chest is 40. I want to confirm. As you can see, the chest is 40. So from here down, take note, from here down, as you can see, 40. Alright, so you're sewing down. Remember, the stomach is a bit flat, so you can shape it a little if you want to. Alright? Remember, you're sewing and you stop at 14. So from the armhole, you're sewing and you stop at 14. Alright, we're almost through with our top. We're almost through. So we're almost through with our top. So the next thing you do, you fold. You want to do the folding now. You fold. Remember, it's a mistake. Remember, it was 2 inch we added for our folding allowance. So you press it down. And you press this also down. Okay? Okay? Make sure when you're folding, both should be equal. Take note, both edges should be equal. Same thing goes to this other part. Both edges should be equal. Okay, we're through folding, as you can see. So you turn it to the good part. Alright, we are almost through with our Owoko top. So you go to your sewing machine, you sew from here. Go to your sewing machine, you sew from here, sew from here, sew from here. You sew these folded edges. Sew the folded edges down. Okay, come this way. Then you open it. You're sewing from here, this way, this way. Alright, so let's do that now. Okay, at this stage we're through with our Owoko top. So this is an example of a Owoko top. In this place you can put your pocket filler if you want to. This is where you're fixing your pocket filler if you want to. And remember, it has a stud hole and you're fixing your stud if you want to. You're fixing your stud. Then this goes, the last one goes to your pocket. Right now, I said if you don't want to use your stud, you can see that the holes are closed if you don't want to use your stud. So this is an example of how to make an Owoko top. Well, you see it on the person's body. Thank you. Once again, you're watching PJ Collection Clothing online class.